There's someone that's kind of a hero of mine. She lives in Honduras. Her name is Carmen, and her story is compelling. It's amazing. In fact, I think it puts to shame my own walk with Jesus and many others' walk with Jesus in our country. Mami Carmen is what they call her now. She was a young girl serving in a convent. She was actually trained to be a nun. So she had entered the Catholic Church, this convent, she's going to be a nun, and they'd given her the job to guard the door. I don't know why you guard the door of a convent, but that's what she was doing. She was guarding the door of the convent. She's opening the door, closing the door, seeing who was coming to the door. And so one day she's there at the door, and to the door comes a grandmother with her two young granddaughters. And she says to Mami Carmen, these two girls are in danger. Their parents have died. They're orphans. Their brothers are abusing them. They're going to be die themselves if somebody doesn't take them in. Would you take them in, please? Mami Carmen says, I don't know. And she runs to the head mother of the convent and says, can we take in these girls? Explains the situation. The head mother says, well, we don't take in children. Mami Carmen is baffled by this, bewildered. She goes back to the door and she has to tell this grandmother, we don't take in children here. But the whole day it haunts her that, like, wow, this is not what Jesus would do. This is not how Jesus would live his life. I mean, Jesus said, let the little children come unto me. So she spends her day praying by the door and eventually feels compelled by God to go and say, I'm quitting the convent. I'm going to go take care of these girls. Now, this is a woman who has no resources, no money. Her own parents are living in another city completely, and the only thing she's got is a key to her parents' house in another city, Tegucigalpa, Honduras. That's all she's got for resources. So she goes to the head mother, takes off all of her nun's clothes, and says, I'm done. I'm going to take care of those little girls. And she goes to this grandmother's house, and she takes these little girls and picks them up. And she takes them home to her parents' house in Tegucigalpa. Within no time, she ends up with 6 orphans, eventually 18 orphans, as people start bringing her these orphans to live in this house. Eventually, there's so many orphans she can't fit in the house, so she has to go to another place. Some people from America come down looking to help someone, and the people of the town say, this is the one we need to help. If you go to Honduras today, Mami Carmen's orphanage, it's called All God's Children, has 200 kids. 200 kids that have loving homes and loving parents whose lives are transformed. In fact, I met those 2 original girls. They have their own families now. They have their own careers, their own husbands, and their own children because Mami Carmen said, yes, I will follow Jesus in this radical way. Now, I was thinking about that. Who in America would give up that much to follow Jesus? I mean, how many of us have given up anything? Really, most of us that follow Jesus in America, we actually get like more monetary rewards, it seems. Mami Carmen says, I'm going to trust God so radically. I'm going to follow Jesus so fully that I'm just going to take this radical risk with nothing to provide for myself. I'm just going to take this record and go after this. Wow, look at the compelling story. Look what God's done because of that. She's just one of my heroes.